What's going on, Cantina patrons? He's Darth Maul, I'm Padawan Dave.
And welcome to the Mudhorn Cantina. So here we have the Darth Maul limited edition legacy lightsaber set from Disney. This has been released to celebrate the 25th anniversary of The Phantom Menace. As with all the Disney exclusive box sets, it comes in this nice wooden kind of decorative box featuring the Darth Maul design and with some weathering on the outer panels. So the box features two quotes from the movie in Arabic. The first kind of on the top, "At last we will reveal ourselves to the Jedi." And on the opposite side, it completes the quote from the movie, "At last we will have our revenge."
The box does actually have a really cool feature when you open it up. We're probably going to get a copyright strike for it, but oh well. So yeah, pretty cool feature with a Jewel of the Fates theme there. These red lights that go around. It does turn off, right? I think we've...
Yeah, it will go off after a period of time. There is a switch underneath the whatever the foam is, whatever you call this. But I'm not sure what the function of the switch does yet.
Obviously, that's the sound box there. Hitting that will obviously trigger the song once again. That's as you slide the box out, it obviously kind of lifts up. We have the certificate here. It's always limited edition, isn't it? That Arabic, I think.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
And we've got there 6,631 out of 7,000. A quote as well that states, "Fear attracts the fearful, the strong, the weak, the innocent, the corrupt. Fear is my ally." Right, so with the foam bits off, you guys can also see the lights have gone out. We do have a switch here in behind, but as far as we can tell, it's just literally on and off. No function to like just disable the music and have the lights on. And then of course we do have the lightsaber itself.
So just on the lightsaber quickly, the other things that do come in the box are the two end caps. So if you actually wanted to kind of display it as a single saber or didn't have the room to have the whole thing out, it does just disconnect and you can screw the other end cap on in its place. So this is a re-release of the Galaxy's Edge Darth Maul lightsaber, which you could buy in the parks. Previously you could only buy each piece in the grey box design. However, there is a subtle difference with this, as the emitter on the new design is much shinier. On the old one, it's the same sort of this dull kind of silver that's on the end of the emitter.
In fact, we thought we'd actually pull out the older release so we can compare it for you guys, and as you can see, not really much difference at all. As Darth Maul said, it's really only these end emitter bits, right? We've got the one here. So this is the older one, which is like a, as you said, like dull, I don't know, matte finish. Is that even the right word? But then this one here, obviously much shinier. But for the rest, I mean, we've kind of looked these over, maybe not with a fine-tooth comb, but they pretty much look identical. So for all intents and purposes, is this a little bit of a cash grab with the Phantom Menace 25th anniversary?
I mean, you could argue that it's they've re-released it, therefore they've already got the tool and the mould for it. They can just produce it easily. But I think there were a lot of people that missed out on this at the parks, especially international visitors who couldn't pick this up. It's just kind of so good now to see Disney
like this particular, or the older one, you mean?
Well, the older one as well, so people may not have been able to get that one.
Yeah.
Obviously, you would have had to have bought two, like I did, to put them together. But it's actually so good now that Disney here in the UK are actually stocking these.
Yeah, and literally like the same day.
Yeah, exactly.
The last few we've had same day release. So.
Yeah, it was bang out on the 4th of May, so it's really good. And they are now starting to stock the blades, which they've never done before. They've only sold them with the black kind of cardboard box long form legacy lightsaber sets. So you can now kind of pre-order the 31-inch lightsaber blade from Shop Disney UK.
Yeah. which is really cool, as you said. And I guess the other argument would be you again get one of these really nice kind of wooden style boxes with the weathered effect, as we always say. Everything in Star Wars is weathered. The sound effect is cool. I think there's only one or two that have had sound effects in the past, right? From
I'm trying to think what was the other one that did sound?
Was it the like Obi-Wan and Darth Vader box? Did that have something? I can't entirely remember. There's definitely one or two of them that have had sound in the past. Obviously, the Duel of the Fates, though, is a quite popular theme from Star Wars that isn't the main theme or isn't the Imperial March. Let's say probably the third most famous one. I'd say now, at this point. And the lighting effect is really cool. I would have liked maybe the that button function that like it could control just the lights and you could maybe turn off the sound.
Just to keep the lights on would be a good thing if you had it on display for a period of time.
Unless it does, and maybe someone knows a little bit more about the mechanics of this.
It's possible there's something under the battery compartment, but it'd be a bit odd to hide it away.
Yeah, exactly. And the retail price I think was £370 on Shop Disney, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's correct.
So again, I guess everyone's always got to add up how much is it really worth it. As you said, you had to buy 2 lightsabers the very first time round. You then get the box, the light up design. I think we both spoke. We were expecting this to actually be a little bit more money because we knew these kind of features were coming. Yeah,
I thought it might sort of put the price up a little bit, but I'm kind of surprised they've sort of stuck in that price bracket. I think the previous ones have been about $360,
I think the Sarge was the same price.
Yeah, and I think the Stellan Geos one was maybe £10 less.
Yeah, I definitely was thinking maybe like the £400 range.
So only one last thing to do, and that's to pop some blades in. And there we go. Now obviously with these being Disney lightsabers, you're not going to get all the kind of cool effects that you do on the NeoPixel or any of the custom sabers. If anything, I think the sound is pretty basic on this one. I don't even know if I think you really have to give it some welly to get the blaster effect or saber effect.
Yeah, and as always, I think with the lights, if we do a little bit of a switch, because they always looks a bit orangey to me in the lights. I don't know if anyone else feels the same, but even there, it kind of looks, I don't know, it looks cool. It's kind of like this fiery, ready yellow, but to our own eyes, it's like very much that vibrant red you would expect from a Sith Lord. And it's got this kind of quite nice hum to it. It's like, if you guys are wondering, the sound literally comes from the middle. Sorry, what were you going to say?
Yeah, I was going to say, because obviously there are because each piece is a separate lightsaber, there are speakers in both parts.
Yeah.
So essentially that's the one drawback with these. It would have been nice to actually have some way of turning them both on with one switch rather than the kind of on and off switch at kind of either end.
Yeah.
Because you can never really do his iconic sort of thing in the movie by grasping it in the middle.
Yeah, exactly.
And igniting it, because you have to go, well, hang on a sec. So I assume he must do that with the Force, right? So it does kind of have the cool spinning effects, like when Maul's jumping around and twirling the blade, if you can kind of hear that. Without knocking anything over. It's probably a bit hard to pick up, but... So for fun, we thought we'd compare the sounds of the original to the new one, see if there's any difference.
I think pretty identical, isn't it?
I think so, yeah. I seriously doubt they've used anything but the same soundboard in there.
And actually, one thing we didn't mention there, the blade sizes we were using were the smaller ones.
They were the 26-inch, because we just don't have a lot of room to kind of have it in here to have like the full-on 31 or the 136.
I think it's the 36, yeah. So obviously you can have this be as, well, maybe not as big as you want, but I guess, 36. We didn't actually measure this, but that's 60, 72, I don't know, probably close to 100 centimetres. So then, Darth, give us your final thoughts on this latest Legacy Lightsaber Edition box. There's quite a few L's there.
Yeah, definitely. But I think they did really well with the box. I think it's such a cool feature to have that light up. The sound stuff.
So the box is not an L for you. It's a W.
Yeah, definitely. I think they've done really well with the presentation of this. The lightsaber for Maul, I've always thought looks fantastic anyway for what Disney did. Some of them look kind of a bit cumbersome and bigger than they should be. They're not real like prop replicas, so to speak, but I think the Maul one has always been done really quite well. Yeah, no, I would agree. Definitely the box presentation, the Maul
face print at the front, if we can call it that. Obviously the Arabesh quotes, as I said earlier, I'm pretty sure they're like the only two. He might have like one or two more lines like "Yes, Master" or something. He very rarely speaks in the movie, and then literally doesn't shut up in Clone Wars and Rebels, so to speak. But yeah, the only one thing I kind of get it from a company perspective, you know, when it's an anniversary, even if it's pretty much, as we saw, virtually the same sound. You got like different paint finish here on the emitter.
Yeah, you wonder if that's intentional or if they just they just went with that because they had it on hand.
But I can see both sides where someone might be like, really, this is like a complete cash grab. But at the same time, I understand it from a company. You know, it's a big IP, right? Star Wars, possibly the biggest IP in the world. Pokemon and maybe a couple other things that are as big as Star Wars. So I do get it at the end of the day. But yeah, whether you guys or anyone else thinks it's worth that £370, let us know in the comment section below. Did you pick this up? What are your thoughts on it? And well, Cantina patrons, that brings us to the end of this episode. First and foremost, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to spend with us here on the Mudhorn Cantina. It is very much appreciated, and we hope you guys did enjoy the video. If so, be sure to give us a thumbs up. And we of course have plenty more Star Wars goodness on the way for you guys. We drop new episodes every single Tuesday. Next week we're going to check out, remind me, which Hot Toys is it?
It's the Scout Trooper Commander from Jedi Fallen Order, or
Survivor.
What was the new one called?
Yeah. So you guys have got that to look forward to and plenty more. Make sure you do stay tuned. What is the easiest way to stay tuned? It's very simple. Subscribe, hit, click, smash that subscribe button and enable those notifications so you don't miss out on any of that future content. Guys, thanks again for watching today's episode, and as always,
may the Force be with you.